The story begins in 2007. A girl named Chu Qingyu leaves her village with her family and moves to the city, where her parents plan to open a small noodle shop and build a better life. The bus ride there is crowded and miserable, and Qingyu already has a bad feeling about the whole thing. The city does not welcome them. On the first day, the family noodle shop sits almost empty, and Qingyu can see the disappointment behind her mother's forced smile. That night, her younger brother quietly asks if she regrets moving here. The question stings, because Qingyu gave up a good school back home to come here. There is also a grief nobody talks about. A year earlier, the family lost their older daughter, Bei Yu. That alone was painful enough. What made it unbearable was the rumor that spread afterward that Bei Yu died of AIDS. That rumor is the real reason the family packed up and left the village. One afternoon, Qingyu sits under a big tree writing a reply to an old classmate, and a boy named Ming Sheng drops out of the branches and snatches the letter right out of her hands. He claims the tree belongs to him and says she has no right to slip one of its leaves into her envelope. He looks like an ordinary troublemaker. Then he asks if she is Bei Yu's younger sister. That question means he knew her sister, and it means he might know something her family has been hiding. He keeps holding her hand and refuses to let go, so Qingyu bites him and walks away. School is not any better. Her new classmates immediately mark her as a target, and they trick her into cleaning the school swimming pool, where she slips and falls in.
这帮人一点集体荣誉感都没有。
Ming Sheng, who it turns out goes to the same school, reaches out to pull her up. She is still furious with him, so she refuses his hand. At the end of that first day, he corners her with a deal. He wants her to do his homework. She refuses until he hints that he knows the truth behind Bei Yu's death and that he plans to use it to get what he wants. Qingyu needs answers more than she needs her pride, so she agrees. That is how their strange arrangement starts, a relationship built entirely on her desperation and a secret buried inside her own family. Their search for the truth is just beginning. This is Reborn. At home, her mother scribbles all over her sex education book from school, calling it improper and saying it reminds her of Bei Yu. The reaction only makes Qingyu more suspicious. At school, things with Ming Sheng get complicated fast. He keeps calling her Bei Yu's little sister, which makes everyone around them curious. And Qingyu learns that he is not the delinquent she assumed he was. He is actually a top student, good-looking, popular, and half the girls in school are watching him. So when she starts doing his homework and the two of them start looking close, the jealousy begins. Qingyu could not care less. All she wants is to know what killed her sister. On the basketball court, a stray ball hits her, and the boy who threw it mocks her instead of apologizing. Ming Sheng looks annoyed, but because of his reputation, he says nothing and just laughs along awkwardly. So Qingyu starts digging on her own. Her mother's story is simple. Bei Yu died from a burst appendix. Qingyu believes it, and she decides to stop helping Ming Sheng with his homework. That is when he plays his ace. He tells her that Bei Yu was treated at Renmin Hospital, the hospital his own father runs. Then he puts the homework book right back in her hands. Qingyu checks his background, and it is true. His father really is the director of Renmin Hospital. Her suspicion grows when her cousin Jinrui visits the city. She asks him what happened to Bei Yu and gets the same answer, a burst appendix. So she pushes further and asks why the villagers said Bei Yu had AIDS. The question breaks something in Jinrui. He blames himself and says he failed to take care of Bei Yu properly during the years they lived together in the village. From the way he answers, Qingyu can feel that something much bigger is being hidden by her father's side of the family. Then the thing she feared most catches up with her. The gossip about Bei Yu and AIDS reaches her new school. A classmate asks her about it to her face, and it hits her like a slap, because it is exactly the same nightmare she moved away to escape. She panics and grabs Ming Sheng, demanding to know if he leaked it. He knows nothing about it, and honestly, it no longer matters who started it. The rumor spreads fast, and within days Qingyu is completely shut out by her classmates. While she is drowning in that, Ming Sheng waves an envelope in front of her, claiming it contains Bei Yu's medical records. He refuses to let her see inside. She lunges for it and tumbles into the swimming pool. She cannot swim well, but she throws herself after the envelope anyway, and Ming Sheng dives in and drags her out. She rips the envelope open and finds blank paper. Humiliated, she storms off. Qingyu still does not quit. She goes to Renmin Hospital alone and questions several doctors, and she learns that it is almost impossible to die from a routine appendix operation. So if a burst appendix did not kill her sister, somebody has been lying to her, and she is certain that somebody is her own family. At the hospital, she runs into Ming Sheng and begs him to ask his father for help. He refuses. His relationship with his father is a wreck, and the two of them barely speak. That same day, Ming Sheng goes to his father to get a school form signed, the one where students choose between the science track and the humanities track. His father knows his son is brilliant at science, so he simply changes the answer without asking. Ming Sheng is furious and tells him he hates being controlled, insisting he is old enough to make his own decisions. His father shoots back that choosing a different track just to spite your parent is not adult behavior at all. It is childish. Ming Sheng hates that he is right. In the end, he takes the science track anyway because it really is what he is good at. The whole school is freezing her out, but Qingyu keeps digging until the school break arrives. Instead of resting, she travels with her family to Nankao Village, the place where Bei Yu grew up, raised by their grandmother and other relatives. She finds two things there. The first is a jar of candy hidden in Bei Yu's old room, set aside for her. It hits hard because Qingyu used to resent her sister. She remembered Bei Yu as arrogant, a girl who once pretended not to recognize her in front of acquaintances during her university days, and she remembered the gossip the family had to carry after her death. That resentment is why Qingyu started this search in the first place. She wanted to clear things up so people would stop talking about her family, but now she is looking at proof that her sister loved her, even though they barely saw each other and were separated as children. The second discovery is a woman named Aunt Chin, who is clearly struggling with her mental health. The moment she sees Qingyu, she pulls her into a tight hug and calls her Bei Yu, which tells Qingyu exactly how close the two of them once were. For the first time, Qingyu starts to believe her sister was kind and gentle, not the shameful figure the gossip turned her into. And now the mission is different. She is not clearing her family's name anymore. She is clearing Bei Yu's. The mystery cracks open when Qingyu tracks down the village doctor who once treated Bei Yu. He gives her the first real clue, and it is ugly. Bei Yu once suffered a miscarriage. Worse, when their mother arrived at the clinic, she did not hug her daughter. She slapped her right in front of the doctor. Back in the city, Ming Sheng meets his father, who is trying to fix their relationship. It goes badly and only reopens old wounds. A father who was always buried in work, a mother who was driven out of the house, and a grandfather whose death Ming Sheng was never even told about. That is where his resentment comes from. That night, Ming Sheng finally sends what he promised, Bei Yu's medical report. The result is right there in black and white. HIV positive. Qingyu is devastated because it means the village gossip was true. Her sister really did die of AIDS. The trip to the village gets stranger. Aunt Chin mistakes Qingyu for Bei Yu again and tries to run away with her, clutching a notebook in her hand. The attempt fails when Qingyu's uncle catches up and takes her back. Later, when Qingyu and her brother visit Bei Yu's grave, they find the remains of burned paper offerings. Someone else still comes here to honor her, and Qingyu suspects it is Aunt Chin. Then a room at their grandmother's house catches fire, apparently started by Aunt Chin herself. Digging through the burned wreckage, Qingyu makes her biggest find yet. Bei Yu's half-burned diary. Inside, Bei Yu wrote about loving someone sincerely and giving up her innocence for him. And one detail jumps out. The man came from the same village as her. From that moment, Qingyu has a target. She is going to find him. Back in the city, the bullying keeps coming. Someone hides her shoes, so she walks around barefoot all day. Ming Sheng quietly hands her his basketball shoes, pretending he was going to throw them out anyway. She understands that he is helping without making her feel like charity, and she accepts. Her mother sees the boy's shoes and explodes. She is terrified that Qingyu will fall in with the wrong crowd and end up like Bei Yu, but the anger dies instantly when her younger son, Jinyu, finally speaks up and tells her that both he and Qingyu are bullied at school every single day because of the gossip about Bei Yu. Her mother's face falls, and she apologizes. That night, Qingyu watches her mother lock a notebook inside a drawer. She is sure it holds secrets about Yu, and she starts planning how to get it. School gets worse. She catches classmates stuffing garbage into her bag, and this time she dumps the trash straight into Mingsheng's bag, convinced he is behind all of it. A senior girl named Mumu stops her. Mumu grew up next door to Mingsheng and tells Qingyu she has him completely wrong. He is cold on the outside, but he has a strong sense of justice underneath. Mumu is right. Qingyu accidentally catches Mingsheng chewing out the bullies and forcing them to change their behavior, and he does not stop there. He makes them apologize to her in the most humiliating way possible, hopping around the entire school while carrying cooking pots. For the first time, Qingyu feels protected. She cleans the shoes he lent her and gives them back spotless, and Mingsheng is secretly thrilled. She still wants her friend's letter back, and he lies and says he forgot where he put it. Later, he asks Mumu why a person would hide someone else's letter, and Mumu says it usually means he likes her. Mingsheng turns bright red and refuses to admit he is falling for Qingyu. At home, Qingyu and her brother finally run their plan. They use a borrowed phone to photograph everything inside their mother's locked drawer. Two things come out of those photos. First, the staggering cost of Yu's medical treatment. Second, the fact that their cousin Jin Rui has been sending money to the family every single month, which raises the obvious question: why would he do that? Then her mother finds the phone, which happens to belong to Mingsheng. Knowing exactly how her mother reacts to boys, Qingyu lies and says she found it in the library. Her mother does not buy it for a second and marches the phone straight to school to hand it to a teacher. Mingsheng realizes Qingyu is about to be destroyed, so he asks Mumu for help. Mumu claims the phone is hers. Because a girl claims it, Qingyu's mother relaxes and drops the whole thing. The investigation moves forward when Qingyu runs into a man named Fei Hai, the same name written in Yu's half-burned notebook. She arranges to meet him properly, and it turns out he was Yu's high school classmate and came from the same village. But the picture he paints is confusing. He remembers Yu as a good student. Then he met her again during their university years and felt she had turned into someone wild and reckless. He carries guilt for never checking on her, right up until he heard she was dead. Before he leaves, Fei Hai gives her a disc. On it is a video of Yu dancing at a campus arts exam, and she is stunning, graceful, and clearly gifted. Now Qingyu is even more confused. What changed her sister so completely? Next, she uses a school computer to log into the website of the university where Yu studied sanitation, and she finds an account that once posted a photo with Yu. She invites the person to meet, and it turns out to be Yu's college roommate. According to her, Yu was beautiful and popular but painfully naive. She once dated a man who looked like a gangster and dumped him because he was a playboy. Then she started seeing a hairstylist. Her jealous ex showed up at the salon and threatened the new boyfriend. And the man saved himself by blaming Yu and claiming she seduced him first. After that, Yu was treated brutally by her ex, and her life became unbearable. From Yu's campus account, Qingyu finds a man who went by the nickname Blackie. He is the ex-boyfriend. Qingyu messages him hoping for clues, and it goes wrong immediately. Blackie thinks she is flirting with him, and to her horror, he shows up at her school. He is a wealthy thug with a crowd of henchmen behind him. He is also not from Yu's village, which means he is not the first love from the notebook. Blackie recognizes her as Yu's sister and decides he wants her as his girlfriend, and he is not the kind of man who takes no for an answer. And in that moment, Qingyu finally understands why her sister once pretended not to know her. Yu was protecting her from men exactly like this. Mumu saves her by wrecking the thug's car and dragging Qingyu away while they are busy inspecting the damage. After that escape, the two girls are inseparable. Blackie does not back off. He starts showing up at the family noodle shop and even introduces himself to Qingyu's mother as Yu's ex-boyfriend. Her mother sees the danger immediately and bans Qingyu from working at the restaurant. He keeps pushing, sending flowers to the school, which Qingyu throws straight in the trash. Mingsheng sees how scared she is and quietly starts following her home every day to make sure she gets there safely. In the middle of all this, her brother gives her another piece of the puzzle. Qingyu asks why Yu came back to the village after running away to the city. Her brother says their parents forced her back and insisted she finish school there and get her diploma. Even though Bei-yu was sick of village life and never wanted to return, Ching-yu is about to confront her mother about it when Blackie and his men storm the restaurant. She throws water in his face, and he hurls a bowl at her. The police arrive fast and Blackie runs. On another front, Mumu tries to help Ming-sheng repair things with his father, since that man is the only family he has left in the country. His mother has been living in France for years. The effort collapses when Ming-sheng finds a photo of his father with a female nurse. His father has started a new relationship and hid it from him. Ming-sheng throws the cake he brought into the trash and walks out. Blackie, still unable to find Ching-yu, spreads a rumor at school that she is his girlfriend. When she hears he is waiting for her at the gate again, something in her snaps. She hides a box cutter in her pocket, carrying every bit of rage she has been swallowing since her sister died, and she goes to face him. Blackie keeps touching her, and at the peak of it, she pulls out the blade and lunges. She shuts her eyes at the last second. When she opens them, Blackie is untouched. The one bleeding is Ming-sheng, who stepped in front of the blade to stop her from destroying her own life. He ignores the wound completely, calms her down, and tells her he is on her side from now on. Then he covers her face with his jacket and walks her out in front of everyone. The school finds out, and both sets of parents are called in. To keep Ching-yu from being expelled, Ming-sheng lies and says the blade was his, and that she was only a victim in all of it. Between his story and an understanding teacher, Ching-yu gets off with a 2-day suspension. That is the turning point for the two of them. When the jealous girls try to corner her again, Ming-sheng defends her openly, like he has stopped caring what anyone thinks of him. And when the bullying takes a new form, Ching-yu fights back too, and locks the culprits in the bathroom. One day, while delivering a noodle order, Ching-yu discovers that the shop's most loyal customer is Ming-sheng. His place is a disaster, so she offers to clean it as a thank you. While cleaning, she stumbles on a photo of his mother. He snaps, snatches it away, and throws her out of his house. A few days later, he finds her under the big tree and apologizes. He also keeps his promise and finally hands back the letter he stole from her the day they met. Then he opens up about his parents' divorce and the shame he carries about not having a whole family. Now each of them knows the other's weakest spot, which is exactly how close they have become. The next clue comes from Bei-yu's dorm friend. At their second meeting, she hands Ching-yu a music box. Inside is a photo of Bei-yu with a man, but his face has been scratched out completely. Winter break arrives. Ming-sheng flies to France to visit his mother, and Ching-yu goes back to her grandmother's house in the village. The final clue lands during the New Year celebration. Ching-yu's eldest aunt happily announces that her son Jin-Rui is getting married. And the second his name comes up, Ching-yu catches a strange flicker in her mother's expression. Later, Jin-Rui asks Ching-yu to help take his wedding photos, and while they work, he tells her something that guts her. Bei-yu chose to stay in the village on purpose. In the Chao clan tradition, families with many children had to leave one child behind to live with the elders, so the parents could focus on raising the others. Bei-yu was the one handed over to their grandmother. When she got lonely and started missing her parents, she asked to come back to the city. Their grandmother agreed on one condition: one of her younger siblings would have to take her place in the village. Bei-yu knew exactly how much that hurt, so she stayed. Ching-yu is wrecked by this. She spent years resenting a sister who was quietly sacrificing herself for her. Then she notices something in Jin-Rui's car, a dancer-shaped charm that matches the one on Bei-yu's music box. Meanwhile, in France, Ming-sheng finds his mother living happily, surrounded by the music she loves. Seeing her at peace takes the fight out of him. On a video call with Ching-yu, he proudly shows off his mother playing the piano. Then the last piece falls. Ching-yu finds Aunt Chin's diary, written before she lost her sanity. It explains that during Bei-yu's years in the village, Aunt Chin was the only one who treated her like her own daughter. And one day, Bei-yu told her a secret. She had fallen in love with Jin-Rui, the boy who kept her company in the village and was always there when she needed someone. Jin-Rui was adopted, so they shared no blood, and eventually the two of them gave in to a single, reckless moment. Bei-yu got pregnant, then lost the baby. When her mother found out and tried to confront Jin-Rui, the family blocked her at every turn. Because Jin-Rui was the golden boy, the one with the achievements, the role model held up for every young person in the village. To protect the family's reputation, the elders buried the whole thing, and Bei-yu's family had no power to fight them. Jin-Rui, the boy who supposedly loved her, did not have the courage to face any of it. So Yu was left alone to absorb the sneers of neighbors who assumed she got pregnant because she was promiscuous. And when she finally reached out to her own family for support, her mother slapped her and blamed her for falling in love with him. Abandoned by her parents and abandoned by the person she loved, Yu broke. She became someone starved for affection, a naive girl who could be manipulated with the smallest scrap of attention. And she kept walking into the arms of cruel men who only wanted her beauty. That is how her life spiraled. That is how she ended up with AIDS. Everything now points to one man, the money Jinrui sends every month for the treatment, her mother's face every time his name is mentioned, the dancer charm in his car. Jinrui is the man who destroyed her sister. Qingyu swallows her rage as the entire family gushes over how wonderful Jinrui and his bride are. It peaks when they start tearing Yu down while her parents sit there powerless. Cold and precise, Qingyu says her sister could never have gone astray without someone's influence, and she aims the accusation straight at Jinrui. He gives a cold, defensive answer, which is all the confirmation she needs. He is a coward who will never admit what he did. So Qingyu decides to act. As the family prepares for the wedding, she plants Yu's music box on the marriage bed. Jinrui sees it and panics, and his reaction tells her everything. She confronts him directly and asks if he is the one who hurt her sister. He flatly denies it. Then, the second she leaves, he tears up the photo inside the box, terrified his bride will find out. On New Year's Eve, Qingyu tells Mingsheng she has found the man responsible. He backs her completely, which only makes her more determined. Meanwhile, her mother quietly returns every yuan Jinrui ever sent for Yu's treatment. She cannot stomach the money, so she hands it back as a wedding gift. Qingyu also learns that Aunt Qin has died. The emotional weight she carried is what drove her to lose her mind, which says everything about how toxic her father's family really is, especially the grandfather and grandmother still clinging to their old rules. As a farewell, Qingyu burns Aunt Qin's diary as an offering. Then, she builds her plan. She asks Mumu to help her print out the full story of Yu's suffering. She folds each page carefully and hides them inside the wedding favors that will be handed out to every single guest. On the day of the wedding, the truth will be in everyone's hands. Back in France, Mingsheng watches his mother living happily, cared for by an attentive male assistant, and he decides he wants to study in France so he can see her more often. But for now, he flies back to China early because he wants to help Qingyu get justice. On the wedding day, Qingyu keeps the bride company. The woman has no idea who she is marrying. Qingyu asks how they met, and the bride says they met at a dance performance. That answer hurts, because Yu was a dancer too. For a moment, Qingyu hesitates. She does not want to destroy an innocent woman's happiness. Then she overhears the neighbors gossiping, blaming her family for bringing bad luck to the village. Her family, the actual victims, are the ones being cursed. Her resolve comes right back. The wedding favors go out. The truth about Yu goes out with them, and the celebration dies in an instant as guest after guest reads the story and sees through the family's hypocrisy. It does not matter whether every guest believes it. People will talk, they will whisper, they will sneer, and that is exactly what Jinrui deserves. In the chaos, Jinrui's parents curse Qingyu and blame her for everything. She knows she cannot stay in the village, so she visits her sister's grave to say goodbye, and she runs. But everything goes wrong. She misses the last train, and while she sleeps at the station, her wallet is stolen. With no money and too scared to go to the police, she takes a job at a restaurant near the station to earn a ticket. Then she comes down with a high fever and can barely work. Fei Hai manages to find her. He tells her everyone is searching for her, that her grandmother even fainted at the wedding, and he begs her to come home. Qingyu refuses. She is convinced her family only wants to punish her, so she runs again, and Fei Hai loses her in the crowd. Feverish, penniless, and caught in a snowstorm, Qingyu finally collapses. Half-conscious, she sees the spirit of Yu whispering that the revenge is complete. And that is the exact moment Mingsheng finds her, back from France and already searching. He rushes her to the hospital and hides her name on the paperwork to protect her. Once she stabilizes, he takes her out of the hospital and hides her in his late grandfather's house, the place where he lives alone to stay away from his father. The house happens to be close to Qingyu's own home, which is the last place her parents would ever look. He hands her a towel and clean clothes and tells her to take a hot bath and rest. After the revenge, the running, and the collapse, Qingyu finally has somewhere safe. Back in the village, her parents are falling apart. Her mother reports her missing, and the terror peaks when the police call about the body of a young woman found in a river. The age does not match, but the possibility alone drags her mother straight back into the trauma of losing her first daughter. That night, Mingsheng sleeps on the floor while Qingyu takes the bed, with a cloth hung between them as a boundary. The cloth falls, and for a moment they just look at each other.
这个东西
To break the silence, Mingsheng tells her they actually met 5 years ago. He was at a theater looking for his mother, who was preparing for a piano performance. Qingyu was at the same theater looking for her sister, who was performing as a dancer. Qingyu quietly practiced a few of her sister's dance moves, and Mingsheng, watching her, sat down at the piano and played to accompany her. He never forgot her, not until the day she showed up under that big tree. The next morning, Mingsheng's father shows up unannounced, having just learned his son is back from France. Qingyu hides in the bathroom, but his father spots a pair of women's shoes and figures it out instantly. Instead of exploding, he just gives his son a quiet reminder to be responsible. Around this time, Mumu's home life starts collapsing. Her father is a violent drunk, and Mingsheng has often had to step in to protect Mumu and her mother.
有病吧你！
快走，别管了，别管了。
我王生原来有3家公司。
One night, while he is out, Mumu's father goes on a rampage, and Qingyu hears her screaming, opens the door, and pulls her inside to safety. Once things calm down, Mumu mentions that Mingsheng plans to study abroad, which tells Qingyu exactly how bright his future is, and it plants a guilt she cannot shake. If they stay together, he could lose everything. Mingsheng, meanwhile, wants to run away with her so he can finally escape his father's control. He prepares everything, hands her his entire savings, and lines up a part-time job for her. But Mumu's words are stuck in Qingyu's head. She decides she cannot be selfish enough to ruin his life, so she leaves alone and leaves his money on the table. And her plan falls apart immediately, because a crowd of reporters and neighbors has gathered outside her home. Her disappearance has gone viral. From a distance, Mingsheng can only watch as her parents force her back inside. Furious, he confronts his father and accuses him of tipping off the television station. His father does not deny it, which sends Mingsheng into a rage about being controlled his entire life. Inside the house, Qingyu faces the whole family. Her grandfather orders her to kneel. She refuses.
爷爷。
Her father explodes. Then her mother finds out she was staying at Mingsheng's house, and she tears into her, calling her shameless for staying with a boy. And then she compares her to Bei Yu, saying she is just as wayward as her sister. That is the line Qingyu will not let anyone cross. For the first time, she fights back and shouts that everything that happened to Bei Yu was the direct result of their parents' own choices. Qingyu tries to run again, and her mother responds by watching her every second and controlling everything she does. A new semester starts. Her mother now drives her to and from school and bans her from seeing Mingsheng. Between the old rumors about Bei Yu and the viral news about her disappearance, Qingyu is more isolated than ever, and Mingsheng keeps trying to reach a girl who will not explain why she keeps pushing him away.
孙老师，
At the same time, his family hits a crisis. His father gets tangled in a malpractice case and is suspended from the hospital. Mingsheng does not care about the case, but he does explode when a childhood photo album his father once hid suddenly turns up. His father explains that he hid it because he was afraid it would hurt him, and he planned to give it back when he was older. That explanation only makes it worse. Because his father hid the album, Mingsheng grew up unable to even remember his mother's face. Meanwhile, the village applies pressure of its own. Qingyu's grandfather demands that she come back and apologize to her uncle's family, and that demand sets off a brutal fight between her parents. Her father, timid as ever, is terrified the family will be cast out of the village. Her mother refuses to send her because she knows exactly what kind of punishment waits for her there. The argument gets so ugly that divorce comes up. Qingyu will not let her parents break apart over this, so she quietly agrees to go back with her father and take whatever comes. But right before the punishment starts, her mother arrives and begs the elders for mercy, taking the blame herself and confessing that she was the one who orchestrated the ruin of Jinrui's wedding. And when the elders keep going after Qingyu, her mother turns on them and reminds them not to forget Beiyu's death. Jinrui's reputation may be destroyed, but he is still alive, and he still has a chance to fix his life. Beiyu never got one. Afterward, her mother makes her a promise. If Qingyu holds on and finishes school, she will stop controlling her once she reaches university. And she warns her never to run away again, because the world outside is cruel, and flying into it without full-grown wings only gets you hurt. At the start of the semester, Mingsheng writes Qingyu a letter, telling her that as long as she comes back, he will be there. Qingyu is grateful, but she has already decided their paths are different, so she arranges to meet him under the big tree where it all started, and she lies to his face. She tells him their lives are worlds apart, that she never liked him, and that everything between them was just a working arrangement. It breaks him, but he respects it, and he stops coming near her. Both of them throw themselves into studying. The exam results come back almost like a joke from fate. Qingyu ranks 13th, Mingsheng ranks 14th, right below her. Their names sit side by side, and the numbers 1314, spoken in Chinese, sound like the phrase meaning a whole lifetime. One day, walking home with her mother, Qingyu is harassed by thugs who recognize her from the news. Mingsheng sees it but does not step in because her mother is right there and he knows how strictly she keeps her daughter away from boys. Then a doctored photo humiliating Qingyu appears on the school forum. Believing she was really hurt, Mingsheng and his friends hunt down the thugs and beat them senseless. Only afterward do they find out the photo was fake and that Qingyu was never touched, because her mother fought them off herself. That night, everything changes for Mingsheng. On a video call with his mother, he finally learns the truth about the divorce. He spent years blaming his father for abandoning her, but his mother tells him that she was the one who wanted the divorce. His father's obsession with work made the marriage cold and full of fighting. She had wanted to take Mingsheng with her, but his grandfather refused, believing it would be too hard for the boy to grow up abroad with only his mother. The resentment he has carried his entire life finally starts to dissolve. At school, a caring homeroom teacher notices what Qingyu is going through and suggests she see the counselor. There she runs into Mumu, and it turns out they are fighting the same war at home. Mumu takes her to the dance room because dancing is where Mumu becomes herself. And watching her, Qingyu dances again, something she abandoned because it reminded her of her sister. It turns into therapy. It brings Beiyu back to her, and it helps her focus on her studies again. Mingsheng takes a different road. He enrolls in a French language program, which pulls him out of school for a while. Even then, he keeps watching over Qingyu from a distance on her walk home. Then, one afternoon in 2008, the devastating Wenchuan earthquake hits. Their homeroom teacher calmly evacuates every student in the building. Only later does anyone learn that his own hometown was the epicenter and he could not reach his family. The whole class grows up a little that day. Around this time, Mingsheng finally asks his father why he let him misunderstand the divorce for so many years. His father says he never wanted to deceive him. He was waiting until his son was mature enough to understand adult problems without rushing to blame someone. And with that, the last knot in their family finally comes loose. Though Mingsheng, being who he is still too proud to be openly nice to his father after all the childish things he has done. While cleaning at home, Qingyu finds her sister's medical records, the ones her mother hid, and one detail stops her cold. Beiyu's condition had actually stabilized after a course of HIV treatment, an illness that cannot be cured but can be managed, which raises a horrible question. Did her parents stop paying for the treatment because of the cost, and did that drain Beiyu of the will to live? It unlocks a memory. The last time she saw her sister, on the pedestrian bridge near the hospital, Beiyu said goodbye in a way that felt strange. Now Qingyu understands. Beiyu had already let go. Meanwhile, Mumu's situation explodes. In a violent argument, her father shoves her down the stairs and breaks her leg.
松手！
不，
which means she can no longer be the lead dancer in the school's charity performance. Qingyu will not let the show collapse and will not let her friend down, so without telling her mother, she takes Mumu's place as the lead dancer. On stage, she is incredible. Ming Sheng, watching from the audience, cannot look away. That is the moment he realizes exactly what she is. He also finally digs into his father's malpractice case, and the truth is not what anyone assumed. The patient was a terminal cancer case who had already been turned away by hospital after hospital. Ming Sheng's father took the risk and operated on him out of compassion. The surgery worked, but the complications afterward were unavoidable, and the man died. His father was not negligent, he was kind, and it changes how Ming Sheng sees him completely. Mumu's father, meanwhile, is diagnosed with terminal liver cancer caused by his drinking, which started when the family business went bankrupt. The family is now too poor to pay for treatment. Mumu hates him, and she is still destroyed by it. Around the same time, Qingyu and Ming Sheng have a quiet goodbye at the hospital in the rain. He finally tells her he is preparing to study abroad, and he hints that this may be the last time they see each other. She understands exactly what he means, so she smiles and wishes him success. After that, Ming Sheng throws himself into clearing his father's name. He gathers evidence, talks to the patient's family, and proves his father was innocent. His father returns to work at the hospital, and the two of them are finally at peace. Inspired by her sister, Qingyu volunteers for an AIDS prevention campaign, and there she learns something that reopens the whole case. With proper treatment, people living with AIDS can live for many more years. So why did Bei Yu die so fast? If her condition had already stabilized, then her brother calls. Their mother has been hospitalized, and at the hospital her father finally reveals the truth he has been sitting on. His wife has suffered from severe depression ever since Bei Yu died. She was drowning in guilt. She cried while holding Bei Yu's photo. She once slept beside her grave. Every cruel, controlling, suffocating thing she did to her surviving children came from that grief. And her father, timid and useless against his own family, loves his wife and children more than anything. Nobody wanted to give Bei Yu up. They were forced to. For the first time, Qingyu understands her mother. She loves them with everything she has, but her heart was shattered years ago. Then Qingyu uncovers the last piece, and it is the worst one. It was not just the illness that killed Bei Yu, it was people. Someone posted Bei Yu's private information and photos of her condition online. She was buried in calls and messages from self-righteous strangers who tore her apart. And in the end, she could not carry it, and she gave up on her own life. That is when Qingyu finally understands why her parents guarded the secret so fiercely. They were protecting their remaining children from the same cruelty, and they chose to carry the entire weight alone. Mumu, meanwhile, borrows money to pay for her father's treatment. She has every reason to hate him, but she remembers the man he was before the bankruptcy destroyed him. He dies not long after treatment begins, but she has no regrets. Mumu is a year older than Qingyu, and she passes the national exam and gets into a university in another city, where she starts a new life with her mother. Ming Sheng, now at peace with his father, does one last thing for him. He plays matchmaker between his father and the nurse he was seeing. Their relationship had ended, and Ming Sheng, in his own slightly mischievous way, puts them back together. Qingyu's understanding of her mother becomes complete when she learns that her mother once tried to end her own life. What stopped her was the thought that she still had 2 children who needed her. Qingyu promises she will never be a burden to her again. And then comes the final message from Bei Yu herself. Qingyu finds a video recording on her sister's old camera. In it, with tears in her eyes and a smile on her face, Bei Yu tells the whole story. She talks about being left behind in the village, about Jin Rui becoming her protector and her first love, and then abandoning her the moment she got pregnant, about searching for warmth in other men and finding nothing but cruelty, and finally about how her illness, of all things, brought her back to her family, because during her time in the hospital, her parents cared for her every single day. She felt their love again, and she realized they had never stopped loving her. After watching her sister's last words, Qingyu wraps her arms around herself and cries with everything she has. Her search is finally over. In her final year, life settles. The classmate who once bullied her turns over a new leaf after Qingyu helped her during the earthquake. And when the rest of the class finally learns the real story behind Beiyu's death, the mockery turns into compassion. Jinrui works up the nerve to see Qingyu one last time. He has been fired and divorced, and he is moving to another city to start over and try to atone. Qingyu will not forgive him. The only person who could forgive him is not here anymore. Then her grandfather in the village dies. At the funeral, Qingyu's mother is treated like a servant, while the uncle's family sits back and enjoys themselves. The real fight starts afterward, when the eldest uncle and his wife greedily demand the entire family inheritance. Qingyu's parents do not object, but when the sister-in-law also demands that Beiyu's grave be moved off the ancestral land for bringing bad luck, Qingyu's mother finally snaps and goes for her. It is Qingyu who stops her. She calmly says it is fine to move the grave because Beiyu never liked that village anyway. So Beiyu's grave is moved to a beautiful, peaceful place, and she finally gets the farewell she deserved. Half a year later, a letter arrives from Mumu, who is now living happily with her mother in the city where she studies. And in that letter, she drops a bombshell. She has entered Qingyu into the Starlight Cup dance competition in Zheng City. Her classmates design her costume. Qingyu tells her mother she is traveling to Jiangzhou for a student selection seminar, and her mother agrees. Her father quietly finds the competition invitation in her bag and says nothing at all, which is his way of giving her his blessing. At the venue, her room is not registered because she arrived late. Luckily, Mingsheng is there, and he can fix it, because his mother happens to be one of the judges. With no rooms left, the two of them end up sharing. They talk, and Mingsheng admits how much he has missed her and how badly he wanted to help her back then. Qingyu thanks him and apologizes for dragging him into her troubles. The next day, she steps onto the stage wearing her sister's dance shoes and performs the dance Beiyu once performed. And Mingsheng sits down at the piano and accompanies her, exactly like the day they first met years ago. She does not win, and she does not care. She only came to finish her sister's dream. Afterward, Mingsheng is waiting for her, and they spend one perfect day together at an aquarium, an amusement park, and finally, the beach, lighting fireworks. Qingyu tells him she wants to attend Zhang University and live independently. Mingsheng tells her he is grateful he met her. Then, right before they part, he gently bites her hand and tells her they are even now, which closes the loop on the day they met. But the past is not done with her. Blackie, the man who tormented both Beiyu and Qingyu, has been released from prison, and he wants revenge. He terrorizes the family restaurant. And Qingyu's timid father finally finds his spine. He steps forward holding a gas cylinder and threatens to blow every one of them up if they touch his family again. The bluff works. The thugs leave. But Blackie comes to her school one more time, and he confesses something. He was the one who posted Beiyu's private information online because he was bitter and heartbroken when she left him for someone else. He is the reason her sister gave up on her life. Qingyu attacks him, slapping him again and again, and screaming that he killed Beiyu. And Blackie, who apparently never expected any of it to go that far, walks away without a word. Mingsheng watches the whole thing from a distance, and it terrifies him. Because he is leaving, and once he is gone, she will be alone. So he takes an extreme step. That night, he ambushes Blackie and his men and beats them thoroughly. The next day, Qingyu hears the thug is in the hospital and will not bother her again, at least not until her exams are over. She has no idea who did it. With that threat gone, Qingyu turns to her mother. She has spent all this time chasing the truth about Beiyu and completely overlooked the woman drowning in depression right next to her. She sits at her mother's bedside, holds her hand, and begs her to get treatment. Her mother cries without a sound. Before the exams, Mingsheng comes to the noodle shop one last time and orders a bowl of noodles. That is his goodbye. On exam day, Mingsheng seems to take his test somewhere else since he is going abroad. Qingyu works through her paper calmly, and she gets into her dream university. She takes her mother shopping afterward, and they finally heal. Her mother apologizes for holding her back and tells her to chase her dreams. Then the last truth about Mingsheng comes out through a classmate. Right before leaving for France, Mingsheng deliberately provoked Blackie and his men into attacking him. That made his fight legally self-defense, and it sent the thugs straight back to prison. He rigged his own beating to lock them up before he left. Stunned, Qingyu runs to the big tree. He is not there. But hanging from a branch is his little bell, left behind for her. She keeps telling herself she wants to let him go. Her heart keeps refusing. The family restaurant closes. Her mother agrees to start treatment. The whole family prepares to move and start over. One night, Qingyu dreams of her sister. Beiyu holds her hand, smiles, and tells her it is time to say goodbye and to walk forward bravely into her new life. Time passes. Qingyu arrives at Jiangzhou University, and her life is finally calm and happy. She volunteers to help patients with depression, inspired by her mother, who has now fully recovered. The whole family is living together, peacefully, in their new home. And justice for Beiyu is complete. Her brother tells her that the thug who posted Beiyu's information has been sentenced to 2 years in prison, largely thanks to Ming Sheng's plan to get himself attacked. Her brother also tells her something she never knew. One rainy night, Ming Sheng came to the noodle shop alone and cried while he ate because he could not bear leaving her. At university, Qingyu is popular and well-liked, and she never accepts anyone. Her heart already belongs to someone. She remembers a night when Ming Sheng told her the moon was beautiful, and she finally understands that it was his poetic way of saying he loved her. She never stops hoping. She keeps going back to the beach where they lit fireworks. It was her birthday that day, and she made 3 wishes. One of them, the one she never told him, was to meet him again in that exact spot. She has made peace with the past too. She can see Jinrui now and feel nothing at all. Then one day, at her favorite beach, she sees a post from Ming Sheng. A photo of the exact same beach. She runs, and he is there. They are not troubled teenagers anymore. They are adults now, changed by everything they survived. Smiling, Ming Sheng hands back the good luck charm she once gave him. Then he asks about the 3rd wish she kept secret all those years ago. Qingyu tells him it has just come true. They come together at the edge of the beach, holding each other, and the long, painful journey finally ends the way it was always supposed to. So the moral of the story is, if a random handsome guy steals your letter, don't bite him too hard. He might spend the next decade saving your life, doing your homework, and secretly beating up your enemies.